Malacanang says the enforcement of the warrant of arrest on U.S. Marine Private First Class Joseph Scott Pemberton will be done within Philippine laws and the purview of the Visiting Forces Agreement. Presidential spokesman Edwin Lacierda said the right process must be followed on Pemberton's case. Pemberton is facing murder charges for the killing of Filipino transgender Jennifer Laude. More from this report from Rocky Ignacio.
Malacanang assured that the Philippine government will follow the process to acquire justice on the killing of Filipino transgender Jennifer Laude, allegedly by an American soldier, Joseph Scott Pemberton. Presidential spokesperson Edwin Lacierda said this after the Olongapo City Regional Trial Court issued a warrant of arrest against Pemberton, who was charged with murder. Lacierda said the warrant of arrest against Pemberton needs to be enforced but should go through the process with the purview of the Visiting Forces Agreement between the Philippines and the U.S. He reiterates that there is a provision under the Visiting Forces Agreement regarding custody issue.
We have to follow the process right now. There was a warrant of arrest that was issued by the court, and so as a matter of procedure, we have to enforce the warrant. We have formally seek custody of Mr. Pemberton, but we have to go through the process within the purview of the Visiting Forces Agreement. So, may warrant of arrest, we have to go through the regular process dyan. So, for instance, it will be issued to the PNP. The PNP will now submit it to the DFA and the VFA Commission with coordination with the U.S. Embassy. Now, again, all this should be done within the purview of the Visiting Forces Agreement. Kasi like you mentioned, may provision na ganyan, but hindi naman, we have to enforce the warrant of arrest now. There's the Visiting Forces Agreement which has that provision, but that shouldn't stop us to formally seek custody of the U.S. serviceman.
At present, Pemberton detained at Camp Aguinaldo, but Lacierda claimed in spite of that, the custody of Pemberton remains with the U.S.
On the very first instance, we asked for their cooperation. They provided us cooperation by allowing Mr. Pemberton to be placed inside the premises of Camp Aguinaldo. But remember, there's a custody issue here within the Visiting Forces Agreement that we have to follow the purview of the Visiting Forces Agreement, the provisions of the Visiting Forces Agreement. May mga, yan ang nakasaad sa provisions of the Visiting Forces Agreement. Yes, physically nandito siya sa Pilipinas, maganda yon. Pero ngayon, kailangan natin ituloy yung proseso. May warrant of arrest, kailangan natin i-coordinate ito with the DFA, with the VFA, and with the U.S. Embassy.
The palace official said amid statement of Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago that Pemberton should transfer to a regular jail.
I have no information kung ano ang coordination process that's going on right now. Remember that warrant of arrest was just issued yesterday. And so there will have to be coordination within the several agencies involved, considering that we have, this involves a foreign serviceman and this involves also the provisions of the VFA. But suffice it to say, we are seeking custody of Mr. Pemberton.
For the People's Television, Rocky Ignacio.